Hi, everybody. Nathan Jennison here of the Mortgage Architects. Super excited to talk to you about our down payment assistance grant with one of our lenders. This is a true grant, fully forgiven at closing. It does not come with the same strings attached that a lot of other down payment assistance programs have. So let's discuss. First off, about 2/3 of first-time homebuyers indicate that the down payment is the single biggest hurdle for them to step into a home. And so this is really about opening up more doors. And keep in mind that this is not limited to first-time home buyers. Now, ultimately, this is going to give you a 2 or a 3.5% grant. You can choose, and it's going to be applied towards your down payment so that you can get into the home. There's no repayment of this. It's entirely forgiven at closing, so there's nothing that is going to be connected the way most other grants are, where it is forgiven over a period of time, where if you refinance or you sell the property, you end up having to pay that grant back or portion of that grant. Not the way in this case. So what happens is entirely forgiven, no strings attached in that situation. You also don't end up with a second loan on the house, as is the case with many other down payment assistance programs where they put a second lien on the home. That actually makes it really difficult to refinance, because ultimately what happens is you have to refinance that second lien as well. And that keeps people in a higher interest rate loan for a longer period of time. This fully forgiven. You also step into the program, into your home with instant equity, which means that you don't owe more on a home than what the home is actually worth, which is the case when you use a lot of other down payment assistance programs. Now, it's easier to refinance later because you don't have a second loan. That's entirely forgiven at closing. There's no income caps on this program, as is the case with many other down payment assistance programs. You don't need to be a first-time home buyer. It works on properties that are from 1 to 4 units, condos, townhomes, manufactured homes. Even it can be paired with a renovation loan. So there's a lot that can be done here, and you can still get seller concessions in the midst of this and reduce your out-of-pocket costs even further. Some other things to know. This is not the right program for everybody. If you are somebody who is shopping at the absolute top end of your spectrum and you just don't have a lot of income, then in that situation, this might limit your purchase range, because it is going to come with a higher interest rate than you would get on typically a conventional or an FHA loan. So that is the downside. It's going to have a higher rate. Now, the plus side of that is that you can actually refinance out of that after a 210-day FHA seasoning period. And you can refinance into an FHA loan if you like, or into a conventional loan. The ideal would be the conventional loan if you qualify for it at that time. Now, in terms of other things to keep in mind, this is going to be really good for you if you're just trying to have more cash in your pocket as you move into your home and want to be able to navigate that. And overall, you're going to end up coming out ahead in this situation, even with the higher interest rate. So for instance, if you're doing a purchase of $550,000 and you get the grant, it's forgivable at 3.5 at $19,250. Even if we look at the fact that these programs have what's called borrower paid origination, which means that the origination charge for the lender is actually charged to you as opposed to the lender paying it. In that case, you're still coming out $8,635 ahead. And that's going to mean that even with that higher interest rate, you're going to be ahead for about 18 months. So you want to refinance ideally within that period of time, which again is something that is likely, and as long as you qualify at that period. Now, who qualifies for this? People with a 620 credit score or better. Repeat buyers are fine. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You can have a non-occupant co-borrower on this, which is not the case in many other programs. And again, the properties that this can be used on is single unit or 1 to 4 unit buildings, condos, townhomes, manufactured and renovation loans work as well, and can be paired with seller concessions. The steps are pretty simple. You reach out to us, we get you pre-approved, you go out shopping, you find your home, the lender in the loan process is going to secure the grant, and then you close on it and you can move into the home. So ultimately, as far as next steps, let's find out whether or not this is the right situation for you. Give me a call. Let's discuss your situation. Phone number is 720-610-0113. We look forward to hearing from you and walking you through that process and seeing you at the closing table. In the meantime, here's the legal stuff.